We are on the back porch at my niece's house, Brittany, in Parker, Colorado. This is her view, which is lovely. It should be clearer than that. There's smoke actually in Colorado as well. So there's kind of smoke all over the west.
Yeah,
really,
it's pretty terrible.
from everywhere.
Can't see the mountains or nothing.
I know. And I did hear that the smoke from the Pacific Northwest has already reached Europe, but I don't know if that's a fallacy or not. Okay, we are here to do a robe review, brothers and sisters. And we're in love now. So Brittany, I told Brittany, let's go review someplace. So she said, we were texting back and forth. She goes, there's only medical spas. And I said, well, okay, let me pull them up. So I pulled up a thing on my computer. And this one, USPA.
I think it's ISBA.
ISBA popped up right to the top. And I said, well, how about this one? And then Brittany started doing a little research, and it's minutes from her house. So we picked it. Said, yes, let's do that one. Now, she said they do banya. And I was like, well, okay. So then I Googled that, and then I was getting really Twitter-pated about it, because banya is moist heat with oak leaf treatment. And honey. And so I'm going to let Brittany just, like, what was your first impression? Were you nervous? Was there,
so
are you a brave spa goer?
I would say so. I mean,
okay.
I'll do what you tell me to do.
That's what everybody says. If you're with me, I'll go.
I think I would have went to this at some point in my life without Jane. But I would have had to been with somebody, whether it be Brad or another friend. I don't think I would have been comfortable going by myself, because it's a pretty small place. There's just you and the therapist, whoever's working on you. There's not like other people in the facility. At least when we were there weren't.
Right.
So
that makes you nervous?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay.
It just does.
You just feel more people sort of makes you safer, or
yeah. Like if something were to happen, there's other people there.
Right.
And that's just me. I mean, there's no reason for me to have those fears. It just is that way.
Okay.
But going in, it's a very small little waiting room. But the waiting room, you're just checking in. You're not doing anything. So what's the point?
Right. They don't make the spa any money.
Yep. And then you walk in, and you walk into this room, and there's a hot tub and a shower and a dry sauna, and then 2 massage tables, because there's 2 of us. And it's very Russian themed. Like, it was kind of cool because the walls are wooden. There's Russian art on the walls. It's very colorful. Whereas most spas that I've been to are very tranquil, sea blues and greens, and this was like reds and yellows. So that was pretty cool. Like even the sheets were colorful. So most places you go, the sheets are very neutral linen, white colors. Right. So I was pretty excited.
Yeah.
Pretty excited.
Now we had just at the top of the menu. Okay. We just had the basic treatment, 2 hours.
2 hours.
And we didn't really know what to expect, and so we were kind of giggly, like, and when I first looked at the tables, I was like, where's the top sheet?
Yeah,
like
it was just a blanket folded up.
Right.
It was like a sheet.
It was a towel folded up,
and
right?
A towel,
and I was
like a regular towel.
Right, and I was like, where's the sheet? Because you're just used to a table dressed that way. And I was like, well, okay, so we're undressing. And we got in a little trouble because I didn't want to lay on the table in my mask, but they made me put it on, because that is just what's going on. I was trying to just break the rules and get away with that a little bit, but the therapist did not let us do that.
Yeah, and he can tell, because the way, when he's asking you questions, it sounds different.
Yeah.
With a mask on versus not.
So, I'm going to follow the rules of this spa, right? I don't want the spa facility to get in any trouble with anything that has to do with
government mandates. Right?
What's going on now? So we undress, we lay down.
There's
a little 2-person hot tub. So we got in the hot tub for 10 minutes, and we get out.
They knocked on the
door, said it's time to get on the table. So face down. So we get on the tables, and I just put the towel over my backside, right? Because I'm like, okay. So, and there were 2 male therapists. So if that is an issue for you, please make sure.
Yeah, just let them know.
Right.
Because she asked me when I made the appointment, she said, it's gonna be, are you okay with male therapists? And I said, well, yeah, we're fine with that.
Yeah.
However, I know there's some people who aren't, like my husband.
And a lot of people aren't. So, just be aware of that. But probably the two, I mean, it was it was not decent work. It was fantastic work.
If you watched Jane's live last night, you'll see that I was completely spot drunk.
Right. So they come in, they start the massage, and I had Dimitri and you had Ted.
Yeah.
And they do 30 minutes of work, which was fantastic work.
All face down.
All
so
face
you're all face
down.
down for 30 minutes.
Right. And I could hear Brittany's therapist saying, oh, here's your piriformis, and Brittany going, ah! You know,
I was like, oh, because both sides
Right.
are super tender just because I'm on my feet all the time.
Okay, so then they say, okay, now we're getting the banya ready, and we're like, okay, because I didn't really know what was coming, right? So they said, we're going to step into the banya, and lay face up on the towels head to head. So they had towels laying out there.
Yeah. And it's essentially a big giant sauna, like a dry sauna.
Right. But the other thing we didn't tell you is the hot towel work that they do.
Yes.
So I can't remember the sequence of the hot towel.
But at some point
they were pulling really warm towels out and laying them on us and doing like compression.
Yes. It was amazing.
I can't even tell you the sequence because it just...
Because honestly, when we first walked into the little room and we're supposed to get in this hot tub and get out, I was like, it's freezing in this room. I'm going to freeze this whole treatment. I'm just going to be cold.
Yeah.
But then they do this, because I think they put some of the towels in the sauna while they're doing
That's
some
probably
treatment.
right. That's
and then
yes.
they pull them out and they lay them on you and then they push on you.
And the towels were fantastic.
Yes.
Really nice quality. Smelled great. Because I smell everything. Yeah. So, all right. So the gentlemen step out. We come off the table. We have the little towel that was over us. So we walk in there and we lay face up.
And you put the towel
over you, so we're naked.
And it's a wooden, just think of a wooden sauna.
Right.
And they put you at the very top where it's the hottest.
And we're head to head on this corner.
Yes.
And then they step in.
And pour stuff over the rocks.
And pour water with, it must be essential oils over the rocks.
Yeah.
So the steam goes, so it's really moist.
Yes.
And the scent
really
just
hot.
feels, and we're like, oh. And it's pretty warm, and then the therapist steps in and does a breast drape,
yep,
and a private drape, and pulls off everything. So
it does it very professionally.
Yes.
I didn't feel exposed.
No. It was good work.
And
now we're like really cooking.
Yes, and I was getting I'm claustrophobic to begin with, so heat in a small space makes it worse, and I was getting kind of anxious. But I think they must be right out there because they heard us. Like I was saying something and he came in and he's asking if we're okay. And I think I would have been okay if I would have known that there's several times where they come in and pour stuff. So there's like a breath of fresh air, even though it's not fresh air. It's like a cool air breath. But in my head, I was thinking I have to lay like this for 10 minutes. I can't. It was definitely a mental game. But then because they kept coming in, I was like, oh, this is nothing. I can do this. And so they came in a couple times and put different kinds of stuff over the rocks.
Yeah. And it creates this big whoosh of steam that's scented.
It feels like a blanket coming over you almost.
And you're like, okay. And then the gentleman steps in with the oak leaves.
Yes.
Now I'm laying face up with my eyes shut, and we don't know we kind of don't know they're coming. I mean, we know stuff's happening, right? And then I hear this swish, like something coming out of water. And then I hear this, and Brittany's
got the giggles. Oh, it was terrible.
Laughing, and this poor guy's trying to work on her.
And I am like laughing so hard. I couldn't stop. Because I don't know if you guys have seen the movie The Last Holiday with Queen Latifah, where she goes to the spa and this Russian lady is like beating her. I kept
branches of a
this.
tree, yes.
And it didn't hurt.
No.
It didn't hurt. It was interesting, the sensation. The best way I can describe it is I've been to a chiropractor where they have one of those, I call it a belt sander because that's what it looks like. And it's a massager that they rub on your back.
It's a big thing. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And it kind of created the same sensation. Like you could feel like all the pores opening and like all the blood rushing up because when I get that I get really itchy. And so I could feel that, and And I the whole first time I just laughed. I laughed hysterically the whole time. I couldn't stop.
I know. It was
I was ruining
one
the
of
vibe,
those
but-
moments in our life. And then it's my turn, right? And I was just like, oh, I was
She's
ready.
just taking it all in. Loving it.
You know? Oh, I was just digging all of it. And then he steps in and he said, okay, honey. And and I could hear him like
the first one was Dimitri.
So
and his English was not quite it was
he's a man of few words.
Yes, he didn't speak as much.
Yeah. So then I hear him like scooping, right? I can hear the product coming out of something, and he goes, honey, and he starts rubbing it on my belly, and I'm like, whoa, and then he rubs it down my arms and down my legs, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in heaven.
I know. And they just kept I just kept thinking it was gonna be stickier. I don't know, you think of honey and like how sticky it is, but it just glides on.
No, and your skin, because your pores are like
Just
that, they are
open.
wide open.
Yeah.
It just sucks in all those properties of that honey.
Yes. So then
Okay, so that was the first half.
You lay there
Right.
for a little bit longer.
Right.
And then you get out and you shower.
They say, okay, shower, here's your hot towels,
Yep.
shower, get back on the tables, face up.
Yep.
So we did what we were told, and then it's another 30 minutes of massage. Now, we were offered an extra 15 minutes.
So 45 minutes, 2
45 minutes, but we decided this morning or last night that I'm not
couldn't
sure
have
I
handled
could have
it.
taken.
I mean, watch the video from last night. I think I would have been like crawling out of that place.
it's you would have had to have somebody drive you home.
I would have called an Uber, right? Like people do from the bars. I'd have to do it from the spa.
Right.
Because I
Spa drunk.
It's crazy.
Which I always thought that like it'd be really fun to have a spa that had that sort of service, you know,
Yeah,
like
just take it
a
home.
drop off and pick up thing.
Well, I kept thinking the whole time. I was like, man, if this was in a hotel and I could just go up there and just pass out.
Just ride the elevator up into
Yep.
your room. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Second round, more body work.
and seriously, like
Fit
my neck. Do you see this? Turning?
all good.
I'm feeling great this morning.
And then
It's
we did
amazing.
so now in the banya, face down after
Yes.
the 30 minutes. So, you know, for me, face down on that wood, you know, it's not like the most comfortable thing because you're laying on your chest, you know, but I was ready for the honey and the oak leaves because we knew what was coming then. So another big round of that. And then the second time.
But my favorite
Mhm.
was they did the clove. So
Clove.
so Ted was a little bit more talkative, and he would tell us what he was pouring on the rocks, like what essential oils. And he did cloves, and then he did eucalyptus and lavender, and that was an amazing combination.
Right.
It was just like this blanket of it just comes over you.
And I told Brittany, I said, can you feel the fascia around your muscles
Yes, just melting. Like not just the muscles, but like
No,
everything
like-
in between, just like like pudding. It was amazing.
And then Brittany's favorite
And
part,
then we
besides the
did-
giggly part.
And then we did the leaves again, which I didn't
Oak
giggle
leaves.
this time because
Right, and it's on your back.
I was
so
thinned out by this one.
yes, on your back. Yeah.
And then honey again.
Honey again.
And then he told me, because I was always having to go first. He said, take a deep breath in, and below it, because I had my head to the side, because I don't like having my head down. So I had my head to the side. He said, put your head straight down. And I was like, okay, straight down like this. And I had my arms up because it wasn't comfortable putting your face on that wood. He said, yeah. I said, okay, take a deep breath in. I'm expecting like harder leaves or something, right? Deep breath out, and he pours a very cold bucket of water all over me. And I screamed.
Like a banshee.
I screamed bloody murder. It was a full-on scream. And I couldn't stop screaming.
I'm surprised
the whole
that
time he
police
was
didn't
pouring
come.
it.
I'm
I know.
surprised somebody didn't call the police.
Think that they were like abusing us or something. Like pouring it all up and down.
Oh, yeah.
All up and down my body, and I couldn't stop screaming. And I'm kind of glad he didn't tell me, because I
Then
think
you would have
I'd
tensed
have been
up,
like this
yeah, you're,
instead
yeah.
of like, because I was like, okay, deep breath in, out. You know, you're trying to
Yeah.
totally relax when you're breathing out.
Yeah, it's like somebody cold plunging you without telling you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Jane did it like a pro,
I like cold water.
like it was nothing.
Yeah. So then we come out and we shower and we're wobbly, you know, we're wobbling around. And I got dressed first and I went out to talk to the guys because I wanted to tell them that, can I take pictures? Tell us what's going on and like who owns it and there's only 2 rooms.
Yeah.
So it's a little business. It is a micro business for sure.
And so when you think of I don't know how many of you have been to a massage, but when you think of a massage room, they're pretty tiny. It's like the massage table and a little room for the therapist to work. These are pretty large rooms.
Right.
Because you think they have all of this is one room. There's a hot tub, there's a double-headed shower, and then there's a dry sauna. And then you have your 2 massage tables with plenty of room for both therapists to work.
So they can do either single or couples in there.
So it's all in one room that you're doing this.
Yeah. So we were kind of speechless and happy, and
I couldn't really think straight. I'll be honest.
So the whole 2 hours retails for $130, which in the spa world is nothing.
Yeah, because you think a massage is usually $60 to $70 to $80 an hour at one of the franchise spas.
Right. And you get a little bit higher up, and you get to the big deck of spa work.
Yeah.
And it's overpriced in my book.
Yeah, but I just think of the franchise ones.
I know, but
a club membership.
But this is why you seek out small businesses, because you get super great work,
so much better
at I think very affordable prices.
Yeah.
And just so you'll know, the amount of linens that they used on us was a ton.
So many towels.
So when you think about having to do all that laundry for just 2 treatments, plus the water, plus the heat, plus the product, plus the the rent, the lights, everything that a small business has to, the business license, the tax, whatever small businesses have to pay, which is a ton, by the way, See, I was, and this, everybody gets mad when I say this, but these prices need to be raised.
Yeah, I was shocked.
In my opinion,
at how much that they did, I was shocked at how inexpensive it was.
Right. So I tipped out $25, and I would drive very far for this work. I would book this work every month. I would take everybody that I loved there, but you have to be prepared for, the temperatures and the product and all of that things. And if you can get sort of past that part of you and just lay there and enjoy it, then it is spectacular.
Yeah.
So,
and I feel like the second time we did the banya, I could tolerate the heat better.
Yes.
Because I knew what was coming.
Right.
And that helped a lot.
Yeah.
So.
And it's fun to go with a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And somebody that loves spawing too, right? It's sometimes hard to find spawing girlfriends, if you can believe it.
Yeah, that's just weird.
I know. I
think it's the nakedness.
Sometimes it is. Yeah. Sometimes it is.
I don't know.
Yeah. And they have a lovely deck of a lovely menu for as small it is. They do body polishes and they do muds. Yeah. And so I would go back if I lived here and try everything.
I don't know. I kind of want to do the same thing.
Well,
I'm a creature of habit.
I know. It's sort of like...
But I also want to try the other stuff.
I know. It's like at a restaurant when you want to order something different all the time, but then when you do, you're disappointed. It's like that.
Or it's more like I want to order something different, but it's not as good as the one that I love.
Right.
It's not that it's bad. It's just...
And it would have, so, like with a different therapist, it might have been different. The therapists are a huge, huge thing. And so what happens when you're at local small businesses is I think you get better work, because when you're at Caesars or what's the one out here? Gaylord. They don't have any, they are told what to do every minute of that massage. So there's no creativity in that work.
Because I feel like he could tell.
No personality in that work.
My neck has always been, I'm a nurse. My upper shoulders and neck is not fun sometimes. And I can tell massage therapists that are checking the boxes, so to speak, and the ones who are like...
Did the arms, did the legs,
Because he didn't work on my arms and legs as much, but because they didn't need it as much as my neck. And my neck feels a lot better than it has in a long time. So, yeah.
We're happy. and we want you to go experience this business. If you've been to this facility, please comment below. If you...
Oh, don't we need to do like the review part of your... Don't you have like check marks?
I do, but we're getting into 20 minutes. So,
Oh,
okay,
sorry.
so the website was... Oh, it was okay.
Website,
yeah. We didn't look if they had online booking. That's a big thing for people. It smelled like
cloves.
like cloves and trees, and so I would say that the welcome that we got could have been a little bit sharper, but I am very critical of front desk spa people. I want them to be like sharp, because there isn't a front desk person. It was the two therapists, and it was us two and them two in the facility, right? So overall body work was amazing. They had a small product line of CBD, which doesn't interest me at all. And they didn't present any products at the end of the treatment, and maybe they would if we got the CBD work. Maybe, I don't know. But I don't mind it if people present products. I'm good either way. Do you know what I mean? Because it's an income source for small business, right? So, and the facility was...
It was clean.
It was clean, yeah. And again, it's a small space. And it's in a strip mall that's been there a while. And it's sort of down this hallway. So, I mean, it's not hard to find, but it's sort of tucked in behind some other businesses. Now, only because I listen, but you could hear road noise in the treatment room. It was not bothering me, but you could hear it. So I don't know, like, if it was the parking lot,
and it wasn't constant road noise. It'd be like you could hear the
like a big truck or some stupid guy going fast or something. But it didn't, like, controlling noise in treatment rooms is hard. Even in the best spas, you can hear people out in the hallway. I mean, it's really hard to get a really quiet room. So I kind of give everybody a pass on that. But this is a 5-robe review. All of them. Now, Brittany and I are going to shoot something tomorrow on the channel about COVID and nurses and questions spas ask you now when you walk in. And
it's not just spas.
It's a lot of places. And, how we handle all that. And it could upset me a little bit from the customer standpoint if I weren't careful.
And from a nurse standpoint.
It irritates me
a little bit. So
we have to be a little bit careful and realize what's going on and do this. Right? Okay, from the backyard in Parker. Please subscribe, everybody. I'm trying to grow this channel. If you have any questions or have any questions about spas or maybe ideas of what you would like me to talk about, I would love to hear from you. Signing off for today. Have a good day, everybody.